What if I told you there's a country hiding some of the most insane, unbelievable places on Earth, and almost no one is talking about them? Today, we are going on the ultimate adventure. Forget everything you think you know, because I'm about to show you 10 hidden gems in Ethiopia that will completely blow your mind. This isn't just a list, this is a storytelling journey built for true adventure seekers. We're talking about everything from underground worlds to alien-like landscapes that look like they're from another planet. You will not believe what we found. I've spent countless hours digging up these locations, finding the stories and figuring out what makes them so special. Some of these places are so remote, so extreme that just getting there is a massive challenge. But trust me, every single one is worth it. We're going to explore ancient secrets, see wildlife you can't find anywhere else, and stand in places that feel like the very edge of the world. This is more than a travel video, it's an expedition into the unknown. You absolutely have to stay until the end because the last spot we're visiting is a historic mountain town with a crazy past, and I've got 2 trivia questions for you. If you can answer them correctly in the comments, you're a certified Ethiopia expert. Let's not waste any more time, the adventure starts right now. First up, we're going to a place that feels like it was literally carved by giants. This is the Simeon Mountains National Park. Forget the Grand Canyon, this place is on a whole other level. Imagine massive, jagged peaks that rip through the clouds, creating views so insane they look fake. We're talking about deep valleys that plummet for thousands of feet and cliffs that stretch as far as the eye can see. It's an endless sea of rock and sky, and the crazy part is, most tourists have never even heard of it. This isn't your average national park, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason. The landscapes here are just mind-bending. They call it the Roof of Africa. And when you're standing on one of its high plateaus looking down at the world below, you feel it. The air is thin, the silence is huge, and the scale of everything is just hard to comprehend. Every viewpoint is more dramatic than the last, with waterfalls cascading down sheer rock faces and golden light hitting the peaks at sunrise and sunset. It's a photographer's dream, but even the best camera can't capture the feeling of being completely surrounded by this raw, powerful nature. But here's the kicker, the wildlife. This park is home to animals you literally cannot find anywhere else on the entire planet. We're talking about the gelada baboon, sometimes called the bleeding heart monkey because of the red patch on its chest. You can see huge troops of them, hundreds strong, just chilling on the cliff sides. There's also the critically endangered Walia ibex, a wild goat with giant curved horns that defies gravity on the near vertical cliffs. And if you're insanely lucky, you might even spot the elusive Ethiopian wolf, the rarest canid in the world. This isn't just a hike, it's an expedition into a lost world. You can trek for days without seeing another soul, camping under a blanket of stars so bright you feel like you can touch them. The trails wind along the escarpment, offering constant jaw-dropping views. Forget the crowded tourist trails you know. The Simeon Mountains offer a real, unfiltered adventure. It's a challenge, for sure, but the reward is a connection with nature that is absolutely priceless. This is easily one of the most underrated spots on the planet. Alright, for our next spot, we're leaving the sky and going deep underground into one of the most incredible cave systems in the world. This is Sofomar Caves. This isn't some small tourist cave with a paved path and handrails. This is a colossal, sprawling network of caverns that stretches for over 15 kilometers, or about 9.5 miles. The Webb River carved this place out of limestone over millions of years, creating a subterranean world that is both awe-inspiring and a little terrifying. It's a maze of darkness, echoing sounds, and immense chambers. Imagine walking into a natural cathedral. That's what it feels like when you enter the Chamber of Columns. Here, massive limestone pillars soar from the floor to the ceiling, looking like the handiwork of an ancient civilization. The scale is just ridiculous. Some of these chambers are so huge, you could fit an entire building inside them. The river flows right through the cave system, sometimes a gentle stream, other times a roaring torrent, and its sound is your constant companion as you explore deeper and deeper into the earth. But Sofomar isn't just a geological wonder, it's a deeply spiritual place. For centuries it has been a sacred site of pilgrimage for local Muslims. The cave is named after a holy man, Sheikh Sofomar, who is said to have taken refuge here with his followers. You can feel the history and reverence in the air. Certain chambers are used for prayer, and the local guides share stories and legends that have been passed down through generations, adding a whole other layer to the adventure. It's a place where nature and faith intertwine in a powerful way. Exploring this cave is a true adventure. You'll be wading through water, scrambling over rocks, and using flashlights to pierce the absolute darkness. It's a physical challenge that rewards you with unbelievable sights at every turn. You'll see strange rock formations, hear the flutter of thousands of bats, and feel the thrill of being in a place so ancient and vast. For anyone who craves exploration and wants to step into a real-life adventure story, the Sofomar Caves are an absolute must-see hidden gem. It's like discovering a secret kingdom hidden beneath the ground. Get ready, because we are now going to one of the most extreme, hostile, and mind-blowingly bizarre places on the entire planet. This is the Danakill Depression. To call this place otherworldly is a massive understatement. It literally looks like the surface of another planet. It's one of the lowest and hottest places on Earth, a volcanic wasteland where the ground boils, acid pools bubble, and the air shimmers with heat. This isn't a casual tourist spot, this is a full-blown expedition into a landscape that defies all logic. The main event here is Danakill, a hydrothermal field that looks like a surrealist painting come to life. Imagine vast plains of neon yellow, bright orange, and vivid green. These aren't plants. They're salt, sulfur, and other mineral deposits bubbling up from deep within the earth. Hot springs create steaming, acidic pools that you absolutely do not want to fall into. The ground is a crunchy, fragile crust of salt, and the air smells sharply of sulfur. It's a toxic, beautiful, and utterly alien environment. Walking through Danakill feels like you've landed on Jupiter's moon, Io. Then there's Ale, which means smoking mountain. This is one of the few volcanoes in the world with a persistent lava lake in its crater. Getting there involves a tough trek across volcanic rock, often done at night to avoid the brutal daytime heat. But the reward is one of the most primal and spectacular sights in nature. You can stand on the crater rim and watch the Earth's molten heart churn and bubble just a few hundred feet below you. It's mesmerizing, powerful, and a humbling reminder of the raw forces that shape our planet. Visiting the Danakill Depression is not for the faint of heart. It requires a guided tour, multiple 4x4 vehicles, and a willingness to endure extreme conditions. But the payoff is an adventure you will never, ever forget. You'll see camel caravans transporting salt blocks across the plains, just as they have for centuries. You'll witness landscapes so strange they will rewire your brain. It's a journey to the very edge of what's possible, a true test of endurance that rewards you with memories and photos that no one will believe are real. After the harsh extremity of the Danakill Depression, our next hidden gem is a peaceful, lush paradise, hidden in a place you'd never expect. Welcome to Lake Weni, a stunning crater lake located inside an extinct volcano. This place is the complete opposite of Danakill. It's a tranquil oasis of green hills, clear water, and serene beauty. Discovering Lake Weni feels like stumbling upon a secret garden, a pocket of paradise that has remained untouched by the outside world. This is the perfect spot to recharge and see a completely different side of Ethiopia. The journey to the lake is part of the magic. You descend into the crater along winding paths, surrounded by lush forests and farmland. The views from the crater rim are absolutely spectacular, giving you a panoramic look at the entire lake and the surrounding landscape. You can choose to hike down or ride a horse, guided by local villagers. This isn't just a nature trip, it's an immersion into the local culture. The people here have a deep connection to this land, and their hospitality makes the experience even more special. Once you reach the lakeshore, the real adventure begins. You can take a small boat across the calm, dark water to a tiny island in the middle of the lake. On this island sits an ancient monastery, Cherkos Monastery, adding a layer of history and spirituality to this already magical place. The silence on the lake is profound, broken only by the sound of your paddle dipping into the water and the chirping of birds. It's incredibly peaceful, a place where you can just disconnect and soak in the natural beauty. Lake Weni offers more than just a boat ride. The area around the lake is crisscrossed with trails perfect for hiking or horseback riding. You can explore hot springs, waterfalls, and valleys, all within the confines of the volcanic crater. It's a microcosm of Ethiopia's natural beauty, all packed into one stunning location. It's a hidden gem that offers a perfect blend of relaxation, light adventure, and cultural immersion. If you're looking for a place to escape and find some real tranquility, Lake Weni is it. If you thought the Simeon Mountains were wild, get ready for our next stop. We're heading to the Bale Mountains National Park, a place of dramatic, high-altitude landscapes and some of the rarest creatures on the continent. This park is an adventurer's paradise, offering a completely different experience from the Simeons. It's a vast wilderness of heather moorlands, dense forests, and rugged volcanic peaks. The Bale Mountains are a world unto themselves, and exploring them feels like stepping back in time to a wilder, more primal era. The park is most famous for being the last stronghold of the Ethiopian wolf. This is the best place in the world to see this incredibly rare and beautiful animal, the rarest canid in Africa. With a population of only a few hundred left, spotting one is a truly special experience. They roam the Seneti Plateau, a massive high-altitude moorland that feels like the Scottish Highlands on steroids. Seeing these elegant red-coated wolves hunting for giant mole rats in this unique landscape is a highlight for any wildlife enthusiast. It's a conservation success story and a privilege to witness. But the wolves are just the beginning. The Bale Mountains are a hotspot of biodiversity. The Harar forest, one of the largest intact cloud forests in the country, drapes the southern slopes of the mountains. Here you can find unique species of monkeys, including the Bale monkey, and, if you're incredibly lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a black-maned lion or a leopard. The park is also a birdwatcher's dream, with hundreds of species, many of which are endemic to Ethiopia. It's a living laboratory of evolution. The best way to experience this park is on foot. Trekking through the Bale Mountains is an unforgettable journey. You can hike for days, crossing from the forests up to the high plateau, and then to the summit of Tulu Dimtu, the second highest peak in Ethiopia. The scenery changes dramatically every day, from misty forests to wide-open plains dotted with giant lobelia plants that look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. Camping here, under the immense African sky, with the sounds of the wilderness around you, is a profound experience that connects you to the heart of this incredible hidden gem. Prepare for an adventure that will test your courage and reward you with one of the most astonishing sights you will ever see. We're going to the Tigra region to find its legendary rock-hewn churches. These are not like the famous churches of Lalibela. These are older, more remote, and much harder to get to. We're talking about ancient churches carved directly into the faces of sheer sandstone cliffs, hundreds of feet off the ground. Getting to them is a pilgrimage, an adventure, and a serious adrenaline rush all in one. There are over 120 of these churches scattered across the rugged Gibraltar Mountains, and each one is a masterpiece of faith and engineering. Imagine over 1,000 years ago people climbing these vertical cliffs with basic tools and carving out entire places of worship inside the rock. The commitment and skill required are just mind-boggling. Some churches, like Abuna Yamadagu, require a serious rock climb with tiny footholds and a sheer drop below you. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's what makes the experience so incredibly powerful. When you finally pull yourself up and into the entrance of one of these churches, it's like entering another world. The air is cool and silent, the walls are covered in remarkably well-preserved frescoes, paintings of saints and biblical stories that are over 1,000 years old. The colors are still vibrant and the art is breathtaking. You're standing in a sacred space that has been in continuous use for centuries, looked after by priests who live in these remote mountains. It's a profoundly moving experience that connects you directly to a deep and ancient history. The journey to these churches is as much a part of the story as the destination itself. You'll hike through stunning desert landscapes, with dramatic rock formations rising up like towers around you. You'll rely on local guides who know every handhold and secret path. This adventure is about more than just seeing an old building. It's about pushing your own limits, trusting in others, and earning the right to witness something truly extraordinary. The Tigra rock-hewn churches are the ultimate hidden gem for the true explorer. Everyone has heard of Victoria Falls or Niagara Falls, but what if I told you Ethiopia has its own colossal waterfall that is just as spectacular but without the crowds? Our next hidden gem is the Blue Nile Falls, known locally as Tizabe, which means Great Smoke. This is where the mighty Blue Nile, one of the two major tributaries of the Nile River, thunders over a massive cliff, creating a spectacle of raw natural power. Finding this place feels like discovering a secret that nature has been keeping just for you. The sheer force of the falls is unbelievable, especially during the rainy season. A cascade of churning brown water up to 400 meters wide plunges over 45 meters into the gorge below. The spray creates a perpetual rainforest around the falls, and the roar is deafening. It's this immense spray that gives the falls their name, Great Smoke, as a thick mist rises into the air that can be seen from miles away. Standing in front of this display of power is a humbling experience that makes you feel incredibly small. Getting to the falls is a mini adventure in itself. You have to take a short boat ride across the river, and then enjoy a beautiful hike through rolling hills and farmland. Along the way, you'll cross a 17th century stone bridge, the first bridge ever to span the Blue Nile, which adds a cool historical element to the journey. The walk gives you incredible views of the surrounding countryside and builds the anticipation as you hear the roar of the falls getting louder and louder. While the volume of water can be lower in the dry season due to a hydroelectric dam upstream, the falls are still a magnificent sight and the journey is just as rewarding. The dramatic gorge and the surrounding green landscape are stunning year-round. The Blue Nile Falls is a perfect example of a world-class natural wonder that remains largely off the main tourist trail. It's a chance to witness one of Africa's greatest waterfalls in a peaceful, authentic setting, far from the commercialism of more famous sites. This is a must-see for any nature lover. For our next adventure, we're stepping into a living museum, a place so unique it feels like you've traveled back in time. This is Harar, an ancient walled city in eastern Ethiopia that is considered the fourth holiest city of Islam. This isn't a ruin, it's a vibrant, bustling city, enclosed by a centuries-old wall, with a maze of 368 narrow alleyways packed into just 1 square kilometer. Getting lost in the labyrinth of Harar is one of the most incredible urban exploration experiences you can have. The city is a kaleidoscope of color and culture. The walls of the houses are painted in vibrant shades of green, blue, and pink, creating a stunning visual tapestry. The markets are overflowing with spices, coffee, and colorful textiles. The city has its own unique language, its own style of housing, and a rich history as a major center for trade and Islamic scholarship. Walking through the alleyways, you'll discover hidden courtyards, beautiful mosques, and the friendly faces of the Harari people, who are known for their incredible hospitality. But Harar has a secret, a tradition that is absolutely wild and unique in the entire world. For centuries, the people of Harar have had a special relationship with the spotted hyenas that live in the surrounding hills. Every single night, designated hyena men go to the city gates and call the wild hyenas to them. They then feed the hyenas raw meat by hand, and even from a stick held in their own mouths. It's a ritual built on a legend of peaceful coexistence, and it's a jaw-dropping spectacle to witness. Even crazier, they let visitors try it. You can actually kneel down in the dark just outside the city walls and feed a wild hyena yourself. It's an intense, heart-pounding experience that you will never forget. Harar is a city of stories, a place where history is alive in every stone and where ancient traditions like feeding hyenas are a part of daily life. It's a completely unique cultural gem, a journey into a different way of life that is both fascinating and unforgettable. We're heading back into the wild for our 9th hidden gem, to a park that offers incredible diversity but is often overlooked for its more famous neighbors. This is Awash National Park, a place of dramatic landscapes and surprisingly rich wildlife. Located in the Great Rift Valley, Awash is a land of contrasts. You'll find acacia woodlands, vast savanna grasslands, and the dramatic deep gorge of the Awash River. It's a park that delivers a classic African safari feel with a fraction of the visitors. The centerpiece of the park is the Awash River, which has carved a spectacular gorge through the landscape. The river culminates in the powerful Awash Falls, a thunderous cascade that plunges into a canyon, providing a home for a huge population of crocodiles. You can stand on the edge of the gorge and watch these prehistoric reptiles sunbathing on the banks below. The park is also dotted with hot springs known as Filwoha, where you can take a dip in the naturally warm, therapeutic waters, surrounded by palm trees. It's a perfect desert oasis. The wildlife viewing here is fantastic and feels incredibly rewarding because you have to work for it. The park is home to herds of Besa oryx, with their long spear-like horns, as well as Soamering's gazelles, baboons, and kudu. While big cats are elusive, the sense of discovery is huge. You're not just following a line of safari jeeps, you're actively searching, scanning the horizon, which makes every single sighting feel like a personal victory. It's a raw and authentic wildlife experience. What makes Awash National Park a true hidden gem is its accessibility and its untamed spirit. It's relatively easy to get to from Addis Ababa, yet it feels a world away. You can explore the Fantale volcano, camp under the stars listening to the sounds of the African bush, and experience the thrill of discovery without the crowds. It's a park for the adventurer who wants to see diverse wildlife and dramatic landscapes on their own terms. Awash is a slice of wild Africa that's just waiting to be explored. For our final hidden gem, we're climbing high into the mountains to a place steeped in royal history and offering some of the most insane panoramic views in all of Ethiopia. This is Ankerberg, a historic town perched on the edge of the great escarpment of the Rift Valley. This isn't just a town with a nice view. This was once the capital of the Kingdom of Shiwa in the 19th century, ruled by powerful emperors like Menelik II before he moved the capital to Addis Ababa. The history here is epic. The main draw of Ankerberg is its breathtaking location. The town sits at an altitude of nearly 3,000 meters, and the views looking out over the lowlands of the Rift Valley are simply staggering. On a clear day, you can see for hundreds of miles, a patchwork of fields and distant mountains stretching to the horizon. The feeling of standing on the edge of this massive cliff, with the world spread out below you, is absolutely incredible. It's one of those views that makes you feel on top of the world. Exploring Ankerberg is like walking through the pages of a history book. You can still see the ruins of Emperor Menelik's palace scattered across the hillsides. While not much of the original structures remain, their foundations tell the story of a powerful kingdom. The real magic is staying at the Ankerberg Palace Lodge, which was built on the site of the original palace, using traditional techniques in design. It gives you a chance to live like royalty for a night, surrounded by history and those unbelievable views. This place is a perfect blend of history, culture, and nature. You can hike along the escarpment, visit local villages, and spot unique bird life, including the endemic Ankerberg Saren, which is named after this very town. It's a peaceful, awe-inspiring place to end our journey. And now, as promised, here are your 2 trivia questions. Put your answers in the comments. First, what is the name of the rare wild goat with giant curved horns found in the Simeon Mountains? And second, which ancient walled city is famous for its nightly tradition of feeding wild hyenas? And that is it, 10 of the most incredible hidden gems in Ethiopia. We went from the highest peaks to the deepest caves, from alien landscapes to ancient cities. I told you this country was hiding some insane secrets, and I hope this journey blew your mind. Ethiopia is a country of unbelievable diversity, epic adventure, and deep history, and we've only just scratched the surface. These places prove that the greatest adventures are often found far off the beaten path, waiting for those willing to look for them. Which one of these 10 spots are you adding to your bucket list first? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to answer the 2 trivia questions from our last chapter. I'll be checking the comments to see who our true Ethiopia experts are. I really hope this video inspires you to look beyond the ordinary, and to seek out your own hidden gems, wherever you are in the world. The spirit of exploration is what it's all about. If you had an amazing time on this adventure and want to join us for more insane explorations, do me a huge favor and destroy that like button, share this video with a friend who needs an adventure, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We have so many more unbelievable places to show you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.